Hello there, Cardinals. It's me, Mr. Ernst, and today we're going to be talking about getting something called Y-Intercept from a graph. Okay, so we've been looking at slope so far, which we know affects how steep the line is, whether it's going up really steep, moderately steep, or it's not going up very steep at all, or even negative steep. Um, that slope can affect the angle. Now we're going to be talking about something called the Y-intercept, and the Y-intercept is where the line starts. Every line needs two things. We need to know how it changes, and we also need to know where it starts. Where it starts. We have to know where the line starts. We started off by learning about slope, which is m, and that is how it changes. Slope is how the line changes. And our y-intercept, which is represented by b, is where the line starts. So let's take a look at how we can find that here. So, looking at my line, I always want to know where my line starts. And because this is the y-intercept, we're going to be looking at the y-axis, which is right here. What we're basically looking for is we have our red line here and the purple line here, which is our y-axis, and where the two meet, the point where these two meet, is the y-intercept. So as soon as you find where the y-axis is and where the line crosses it, boo-boo, that is your y-intercept. So if I'm looking at this one, this y-intercept is right here, and the point for that is going to be, 0, and then we're going to go up 1, 2. So my y-intercept, my b, is at 0, 2. Or in other words, b is equal to 2. Let's take a look at another example here. And erase all this, and this, and this. Okay. So this time, we don't know if b is equal to 2. We'll have to take a look. Once again, we got to find out what our y-intercept is. I'll even write that over here one more time. Y-intercept. Our b value. Once again, we are looking at our y-axis, which is right here. And we are looking for where it crosses with this red line, which in this case happens right here, at the point of 5. Right there. So it's at 0, 5. So my y-intercept b is equal to 5. Or in other words, from 0, counting up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chilling up here, okay? Keep in mind, we also have an x-axis, all right? But right now, we do not care about the x-axis. I want the y-intercept, okay? Do not care about this for right now. So this one would be 5. Whoop, whoop. Next example. Boop. Oh, I want you to notice, even though this was negative, it did not change how we found the y-intercept, okay? Even though the slope is negative, the y-intercept in this case still came out to a positive 5 because it crossed at positive 5, okay? All right, next example. This one. Now, this actually has a positive slope, but if you notice, we're actually starting below 0 this time. That's where the y-intercept is going to be starting. Once again, looking for our y-axis, which is chilling right here. Y-axis, and finding where it intersects right here. Now notice this is below 0, so we're going down by 1, 2, 3. We're going down by 3, so the y-intercept for this graph would be negative 3. Right there. Next example, final example. Now this one looks a little bit crazy because I do have several lines going at once. We have a purple line up here at the top. We have a black line that's kind of coming down the center with a negative slope. And we have a red line that's coming up this way, okay? Now, once again, this looks crazy, but we can find all of the y-intercepts for all of these graphs. We'll start off with the purple line, okay? Or actually, we'll start off by just labeling where the y-axis is, which is right here. We've got the y-axis right there. Again, it's very important for us to see that. My purple line is crossing the y-axis right here. So for my purple line, b is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that one is 4. It's crossing at 0, 4. Cool. Next up is the black line. The black line's crossing the y-intercept right here, which is up only 1. So this is actually going to be at 0, 1. So my y-intercept for my black line is going to be 1. And then finally, my red line down here at the bottom. This one crosses my y-axis right here, which is at -1, 2, 3. So the y-intercept for this one would be -3. And the point for this one would be 0, -3. Okay? So that is how you find y-intercept on a graph. Thank you guys for watching.